far as I know.
Exactly.
And then looking at
These people are counting.
Commitment to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right, as we know, this is our first budget workshop for the 2025 Town of Grafton Town Budget. We are without Councilman Hoyt this morning, but if you would take attendance, please. Town Clerk.
Councilwoman DeShane.
Here.
Councilman Pressley.
Here.
And Supervisor Graham.
Here. Okay. All right. Okay, as has been my history as supervisor, I prepare the tentative budget based upon the requests of department heads and fellow elected officials for whom budget line items exist. So that's that is the case again this year. So everything we see that I put in was what the department heads had asked for, and then you guys have full packets of the original, what the requests were.
Thank you.
Okay. Okay, so my tone for this meeting would be kind of informal, to go over things line by line as we usually do, but to add our notes to it. We all have specific projects and things that we would like to get done and things that townspeople have approached us about. So we can add those things in, make some notes, and then adjust the figures in the next few weeks before we meet again as we craft the preliminary budget.
Do the town board members also have copies of the budget?
They do, yes. Oh, yes, informally, yes, but please, feel free to, you can present
Well,
them
if they
again.
have copies.
Because did we get, is there copies for us to look at as you
I
go
did
down?
not.
I didn't make
Yes.
copies for the public, but nothing has changed since I gave it to you, but I gave them copies as well, so.
Oh, okay, because I thought that was the purpose of this meeting.
Right.
Was the town clerk.
Yeah,
So
it's
can I
very
give
light,
these copies
the
to
ink.
Yes, you can, yes.
the audience?
Sure, absolutely. Yes, but the town clerk has said that everyone has the same, yes. By law, the town clerk has until October 5th to present the budget to
That's nice.
the town board. That's typically how it works, but there's nothing that prevents the supervisor from handing it out in advance, but that's formally the town clerk has
Right, and then like
completed.
John, they
Yep.
emailed me.
Yep.
I'm aware of a couple of them.
Okay, there you go. Okay,
It's
so
awful light.
starting, light to see the red, yeah, well, that's where, where changes were made, I know. Anyway, yeah, the red is where changes were made from last year's budget.
I need new glasses, but that's right, we'll go.
And the town board also has copies of the fire department's budget. Okay, sure, absolutely. Copies of the fire district's budget, which has gone up approximately 10% this year to $127,675. So that's something we need to, that's their total appropriations. What they're seeking to raise from property taxes is $122,425. So we need to be cognizant of that as we craft the rest of the budget. I think that is approximately, last year it was 108,400, and this year it's 122,425.
Doesn't that come right off the top?
It does, it's, yes, yeah. Okay, the first line item in appropriations in the general fund is the town board. Personal services, $12,000, that accounts for the 4 board members at $3,000 apiece. There's a small raise that I put in, very small. The town board has not had a raise in about 9 years, I believe. So I put in just for a nominal 5%. So that's an explanation of that. Any comments? Or I've had people say we should consider more than that, you know?
Oh,
Probably one of the higher paid in the
I'm not-
area.
Already, yes, right.
Already.
necessarily here.
A lot of people just do this for gratis
So
or
Sure.
we
small
have,
fee.
I'm sure we have to twig some things here, so.
Yeah. So, okay, with that, with the 5%, that brought it to 12,600, which would be another 150 a year per council seat. So are you kind of thinking possibly keep it at the same? Is that what I'm hearing?
Myself,
You know,
yes,
Okay.
I'm fine with that.
Yep, I don't disagree. Gotcha. Okay, for contractual expense for the town board, 500. We've actually spent 576 year to date, but I think some of that has been the computer upgrades. One-shot deals that we've done. So let's just keep going through, okay?
Yeah.
500, okay. For justices, we have 18,000 for the 2 justices, that's 9,000 apiece. I didn't change anything there. They actually did not submit a request, so I just left it as it was. And they received pretty substantial increases last year. The court clerk, the same, I left it at 8,500 a year. Again, we didn't have an equipment request from them, but I kept their contractual expense as it was last year. Okay, for supervisor, again, that was the 5%, so it took it to 94.50, but I'm certainly in line with the town board that we're not doing this for the money by any stretch. So we can bring that back to 9,000 annually. And nothing else changed with the supervisor. The equipment and contractual is 1,800. For the bookkeeper, I did another 3%. We've been doing that consistently since Maureen was here, increasing it. What do you guys think about that?
It's been an every year thing, 3%?
Yep.
Yep. We'll have to see.
Okay.
My opinion.
Okay. Okay, under tax collection, the salary for the tax collector is 5,000, but Allison had indicated that a deputy might be in order for the tune of $500. This has to do with a little bit heavier workload, and that was,
Guys in the same as last year?
yes.
That kind of thing?
Yeah, that kind of thing, yeah.
Mhm.
And that position would only work in the first few months of the year when the tax collection is actually happening. So I told her we could entertain that.
And that was 500.
500.
500.
500, yes. And her contractual expense, 1320 is what she put in for. So that's gone down a little bit.
Mhm.
Okay, here's where it gets interesting for the assessor. The salary for the assessor is 19,000, no change there, and then the clerk is 10,900, and also no change was requested there. The grievance board remains the same for the 3 members to receive $930 between the 3 of them for their conducting the grievance day meeting, Board of Assessment review. And the contractual expense, 900. So as we know, we have the new assessor. And I think you'll see in her budget submission that she's attached, excuse me, information from GAR, the outside agency that does revals for, excuse me, I'm losing my voice. They do revaluations of property. It's quite a hefty proposal that GAR gave us, but Bobby's indicated that she can pick and choose what services she uses from GAR,
Okay.
kind of a la carte. And so we don't have to go both feet in with this proposal and spend money on the whole thing. She can work with them. She's done revals herself, so she has experience with them. Successful revals, she just did Pittstown, but again, in conjunction with GAR, helping out with the figures and the data that they can provide. So she's going to narrow down what she exactly thinks she's going to spend with GAR next year and get back to us with that. So that's subject to change with the assessor's office. And we know we've got to get back to 100%. That's just best for everybody around.
Well, look what your school taxes went up,
Right.
10 to 12% this year.
Mm.
Inventory's out there, I just think, I talked to her briefly yesterday, that a lot of inventories need to get caught up to par.
Updated, right? Yeah, that'll help us
A lot of houses built in
a
Grafton.
lot, yeah.
Not only that, but look at what the prices are going for.
Sure, yes.
Minimal house today, a single 1,200-foot square ranch is $400,000.
That was crazy.
That's a Simple
Basic.
home.
Yeah,
And
basically.
this has nothing to do with Linda's job or any of this?
No.
Okay.
No, Linda does clerking to her as needed. But Linda has indicated that she's very much enjoyed working with Bobby thus far.
Oh, I think Linda
Yeah.
does a wonderful job.
Yeah, and she does do very well in this position for sure. So that's very fluid right now, where we're gonna go with the assessor. The town clerk did not request any increase in salary for herself or the deputy position. Equipment, there was no, is that correct, Becky? No equipment?
Because we've got a new computer, I don't see anything that I'm gonna need as equipment.
Right, okay.
Printer,
Um,
copier.
right, and then contractual expense, you dropped that?
I did because, the software for the town clerk got paid twice this year,
Okay.
so they wouldn't reimburse us, they're gonna just do it for 2025.
Roll it over?
So that's why I lowered the contractual, because we paid it twice this year,
Okay,
so
understood.
I think there's no sense of putting it in the budget. I don't
Right,
think.
right. In your notes, your budget submission, you also mentioned carpeting, which is needed desperately in the clerk's office.
Absolutely.
Well, that whole back area needs to be done.
Mhm.
Because that conference room one is bad, but the only one I did, I got a quote for just a informal estimate of what it approximately would cost between materials and labor
Right,
for the town hall, for the town clerk.
And that would be under buildings anyway.
Right.
That's what I put on the budget, but I would like to do
Oh,
something with that
absolutely.
carpet.
Yeah, you can only tape it and trip over it so many times.
Look at the parking lot.
I know, yeah, parking lot looks great.
Yes, it does.
Thank
you.
Yes, okay, and then VAS, so yes, the clerk's budget request does say that. So I think we should look at carpeting everything out there.
Right, the conference room, the whole,
Yep. Okay,
Craig's room's carpet too, right? Or
Yep,
the-
Craig's is,
Assessors,
the
sorry.
supervisor's offices too.
Right,
Do the whole,
Absolutely.
that carpet's all been there for years.
all the same color and just come in and do it.
Would we
I
do-
would not want carpet.
Right, you
Right.
would not want carpet.
No.
What if we did
This is
flooring, right, this sort of stuff,
Yeah.
or
The
the,
laminate
for
flooring,
that
Hardboard,
barnboard stuff
right.
looks so nice. yeah.
waterproof.
Which I like vinyl flooring,
Mm.
those 2x,
Yeah, we can do your
2x4 sheets or whatever.
Like would chairs and desks beat that up though?
You could put,
Oh, like a mat?
I don't know, mine's been down 4 years and you can't even tell it is anything different.
At the library, we did buy those, you can get them at Staples, those
The mats.
Right.
desk
to put-
mats, so
Mhm.
that the chair just rolls on those.
Yeah.
They're cheap, like $80 a
Right.
piece.
Okay,
Well, I like that because that's low maintenance and it's cleaner, it's
Easy to
easy to
clean.
clean.
right,
You dump something on it, you wipe it off.
Right, that's right. So
And
I
you did
I
like
do
a
like
neutral
either
color
the
so
wood
that
or,
it can get pretty dirty and nobody even knows.
right,
perfect.
okay.
Thank you for that.
Okay, so we'll get some estimates on that and then build that in.
With the building.
Yes, the buildings, okay. Okay. Moving on to attorney, I didn't do any sort of move with Mr. Danaher or that position. That went up, I think, 1,000 last year. It was either last year or the year
He-
before.
Yeah, he did. I did last year.
So I just left that as it was, 12,000 for the year. And that's a salary, it's a salary, he doesn't charge by the hour or by the meeting, he's paid $1,000 a month for everything he does. Okay, supervisor secretary, I did put this back in, that was the rate that it was, the 12,480 is the rate that it was in 2023? Was that the, no, 22. And I believe I calculated this at 10 hours a week at $20 an hour is how I did that. So that's something we can consider as we see what the board would like to do with that. I know I've had indications from Councilman Hoyt that he would be for it, you and I have talked about it, you know, so we'll just see what.
Yeah, I just feel as though we've been, 6 years without? I don't, and I feel like we've been doing good. That's
6 years without what?
a secretary, without her.
It's been a year and a half.
Without Erica?
Yeah,
A year and a half
I mean, it might feel like, it feels like 12 years to me, but yeah, no, only a year and a half.
that she has not been a secretary?
To the supervisor, yeah, the position was there, yeah, it's only been a year and a half.
It's longer than that.
It's a
because
lot
it's-
longer than that,
it
because
was
I remember we had the
Franklin's.
meeting down at the senior center, when we, the budget meeting down at the senior center.
He did, it was here that he said, no, I don't want a secretary for the supervisor. It was his, would have been the last year of that term.
Probably
It's been 5, 6 years.
No, it definitely has not been that long.
3 out of the
Anyway.
All right, but anyway,
You know, since
It's
that's
easily
the-
to, we just look it up in the personnel records, but anyway, so there you go.
Moving on.
Okay.
That's kind of a
Yep.
contentious one, as, you know, people who come to the meetings. Is there any way to make it town secretary and give X amount of hours to supervisor, X amount of hours to Jared, and X amount of hours to the town? And make it like a town secretary instead of supervisor?
That's an idea, sure.
I just,
That's an idea,
it
yeah.
might
Yeah.
make it a little,
Yeah.
like, non-contentious, because
Right.
it's serving three.
Yeah, interesting. Thanks, Leanna. Okay. Okay, under buildings, we have personnel services for building, what is that? 3,000, that didn't change, that's building and codes. Equipment, and what about contractual expense, 35,000? Why is that? What do
This
we,
isn't buildings and codes.
what is it?
It's the building.
Oh, for the buildings,
Yeah.
I'm sorry, yes, thank you, Becky. So personnel services is Ryan Milkowitz then? The position that
Is it?
does the mowing and,
'Cause that's what I asked, if that was his, that's his line for Ryan?
yes,
Okay.
and then 35,000 is, we've spent thus far, what, 29,800 at this point, so 35,000. So there was no changes, I didn't submit any changes for that, so it is as it was. Any comments on that? Okay. All right, for insurance, we just built in a nominal increase of, increasing it to 46, no, I'm sorry, we did have no increase. So we're at 46,000, and then 800 is our dues that we pay to the Association of Towns. I met this week, no, the health insurance is different. I met this week with the Rice Group to talk about our general insurance, and they think that they can bring us in a little bit closer to the $32,000 to $35,000 range for insurance. So we may be looking at a big decrease from the 46,000, but I won't have those figures till we meet again. Or next week, I'll give them to the board as soon as I get them. We'll have them built in the next time we meet to go over the budget. Okay, control of dogs. There was no increase requested in the position, but a decrease to $100 for the equipment. And a decrease in the contractual of $500. And I'm disappointed Vicky's not here today, but it's okay. Vicky said there are some things coming that she's working on with Ag and Markets that are things that we need to know about. Do you know anything that she's got planned or no?
Not that I'm aware of.
Okay.
I know there's been some rumbling in the county that they're aware they have to do something countywide.
Right.
So I
Right.
don't know when that's gonna come to
Right.
fruition. or-
Yeah, she said she would address it with the board, so I'm going to assume that's going to be at our next meeting,
Yep.
October 16th meeting.
I know she was also talking about building something too.
I know. And that's, I think, she was with Ag and Markets the other day and we visited briefly.
Yeah.
So, that's fluid. Okay, now code enforcement. There was no changes put in. We're at $16,480 for the code enforcement officer and $800 for contractual expenses. So that's been consistent for years and years and years. Okay, the registrar of vital statistics, that's an ancillary position with the town clerk's office. It actually is the town clerk, and that's the same at $500. The ambulance put in for a 2% increase from $30,000 to $30,600. And they provided a detailed budget request why they're looking for that. Superintendent of Highways, I put in for, Jared's been receiving, or the position's been receiving consistent increases over the years, so I did another 5% on that. And of course, that's always negotiable. What he, we put in 5, but he's been known to take, 2 or whatever. Okay, garage contractual expense. No change. It's 12,000. Excuse me. No change in street lighting. For the veterans, veteran services, $700, no change. Programs for the aging, 14,376. With no change, sorry, I'm definitely getting sick.
Yeah.
Okay. For parks, the same, 1,700. The youth program, here we go. Right?
Yeah.
Right? The youth program director submitted a budget for personnel services, so this would include the position of youth director as well as the counselors that we use in the summer. 32,500, so that's a big increase from 9,500 that we'd had previously. The youth director is paid 6,000, and then the counselors are paid.
But she also added a lot of counselors.
Right, she added more counselors, yes.
Personal reason.
Yeah,
I don't know if we need a lot of them.
okay, well, that's,
That's something we could really
Right.
hash out.
right?
Mhm.
Who's our youth committee? You and Pierce, right?
Mhm.
And you and Pierce, okay. Maybe you guys could get a better grip with her
Right.
about what her ideas are. And then contractual expense, she's really looking to get a van, to have the town purchase a van. I'm kind of a fan of renting vans, renting transportation as
Absolutely.
needed.
You have no
And
idea the
owning.
insurance, the license, and the liability for this
Yeah.
town, and how many times we're gonna use it.
Yeah.
You call up and rent it.
When I met with the Rice Group, they asked lots of questions about what we have and don't have, and that was one of them. They said, you don't have a 16-passenger van or anything like that, do you? And I said, no, and I said, okay, good.
My concern is we don't even have a place to hold the youth group right now.
Right, right.
I would more concentrate on that than, and like you said, rent a van or a bus a couple times a year or whatever.
Mm-hmm. How would you, what do you mean, like, concentrate on what? Building
Trying to find
something?
her a place
Right.
to store stuff and hold the
Right.
kids, because I got a thing saying that she asked Jimmy, and that's not a good thing, and
Right?
she doesn't have the school anymore, you
Mhm.
know, here.
I mean, right now, she doesn't have a school.
Right.
But I got to talk.
But still, we have to have a
About
plan.
certain things, little things that I had asked her.
Right.
Still not done, and,
Right,
you know.
exactly.
Right now, I'm just getting heating updated in the water stuff.
I understand, I'm just
So,
saying.
I can't do it, like Leanna, she's week to week with me.
Mm-hmm,
Uh,
we don't have
Gotta
a,
replace windows in the gym,
Mhm.
so I can't for an hour.
I get it,
Stop everything and,
Right.
consume it,
I get it.
Mm.
and it's
I'm
free.
just saying to
so.
me, I'd rather have a place where they can all meet than have a place to, something where they
In
can all go.
elementary school, you can't find a better spot than that.
Right.
She said if she needs more room, I don't know why she needs more room, but
Yeah, we'll talk to her.
The storage issue, the stuff, how big is what she needs stored? Like, could it go in the recycling center? It's all in bins, right?
always been in the recycling. So the issue is she's got it all in bins now. Some of the stuff has to be kept inside, her
Mhm.
paintings or glues or
Gotta
stuff.
be heated.
That
yeah.
little office there,
Right.
like a little
Cold,
work,
okay.
little electric heater instead of an old propane heater in there. She could leave that stuff in there at 50. The rest of the stuff could be stored like it's always been stored there. Not that much, she's, really condensed it and everything, so.
And this goes back, if you guys remember, Noel wanted to buy a shed, a $2,000
Absolutely.
she shed, we call it,
Mhm.
remember?
Right.
And we were
So
going
it
to
just
do
goes back.
also the office for, year-round storage, where she could put stuff in. Because that stuff will get ruined.
Okay, all right, well, clearly that needs,
And, right now, she's still good, so.
okay.
And hopefully she can be at the next meeting
Yeah.
to
Yeah,
talk to all of us.
right, okay. Okay, the historian is the same at $500 a year. That's the check we write to Ann Kiley for her services for the year.
Library?
What's that?
Skip over library?
Where was it? I didn't, sorry. Library, no, library, oh, contractual, okay, no, you know what, I didn't, it's on, the header's on the one page. There you go, sorry. Contract, yeah, I thought I was looking at you, okay. Yes, you're right, we did skip over the library. Okay, so this is an increase of, a requested increase from 53,000 to 65,000.
Yep.
And you're up.
The top is just a collator, and the second page is really the one that's the most, oops. Do you want to have one for Piers?
Sure, yes. Okay, thank you.
So if you go to that second page. So those statistics are just January through September. So you see how many patron visits, and I think, do you want to mention this one? Yeah, we're talking about patron visits, okay.
Well, I'll just give this to you at the same time. We're all going to be talking, we're both going to be talking about the library.
Okay.
There you go.
You
I'll
want the
take one for
Piers?
Pierce, yes, thank you.
Thank you.
There you go.
So the next is, I know you guys want to get out of here, so the next is the summer reading program. Library is open 26 hours a week, which is,
Angie, here you go. You can take mine and I'll follow along with Pierce's. I'm sorry. Is this what Angie said she is now?
yeah, list of our programs. We do Storytime Weekly, After School Weekly, Zumba Weekly, Book Club Monthly, Teen Night Monthly, and those are our standard programs. And then, as you guys know, all the extra programs that we do. So I listed some that we've held in '24. Dr. Seuss Eclipse, how to use Libby, wreath making, building birdhouses, building bat houses, and the fire truck ambulance display. And then staffs also participated in the Easter egg hunt, town picnic, and the town festival. And then fundraisers, we do Run for Roses and the annual appeal. This year we added a Generac, a 3D printer, which was donated by Assemblyman Scott Bendet, and a paper shredder. At groups that use the library basement, Quilters, Alcohol Anonymous, Grafton Co-op, and the Bronx School. And then the next page is where the increase comes in. Minimum wage is going up to $16 an hour. State mandate, $16 an hour in January. So this is all based on $16 an hour. The circulation desk, 26 hours a week. Cleaning the library, 2 hours a week. Then our program hours, bookkeeper, director, comes up to total salaries $58,447. Workers' comp, unemployment insurance, and disability insurance, $8,183. So our total for salary is $66,630. And I know last year they questioned about volunteers, so this year I listed some of our volunteers. Hope I didn't forget anybody.
Do you have a full board of trustees or are there vacancies?
There's vacancies.
How many?
2,
Two vacancies.
3, actually.
Three vacancies.
And then I did put in what our budget was for '24, just so you guys can see how we break our budget out. I know that was another question last year. And then I put in local support with highlighting Grafton, Petersburg, and Steventown.
What are you saying about that, Leanna, local support?
If you look at the local support for 22 and 23, this
Okay.
comes from the Upper Hudson Library System
Okay.
for the annual report that we were required to do to the state. So Grafton's population 2,051, and last year was 55,850. Now that counts what we get from the town and what we get from the county, which is broken out on that budget. And I also put it in the budget request sheet that you guys got. But we get 2850 from Rensselaer County, 1500 from Brittenkill. So that counts as local support. So if you look at local support, Grafton got 55,580, Petersburg 89,440, and their population is 800 or so less than us, or 700. And Steventown population is 700 more than us, and they get 95,000.
They're a district, right? Steventown? They're a library district?
Yeah, money comes off the top of their taxes.
Right.
Yeah. I didn't highlight Berlin because theirs is in a different funding source. Theirs is like an annuity from a huge donation. So they live off the annuity.
I'm here on behalf of the Board of Trustees of the library, and I just want to add a little bit to that with this sheet with the highlighted notes there. We're asking for $65,000 of support from you this year, which is $31.69 per capita. If you look at the Upper Hudson Library System report for 2023, the most recent one, the average for all 29 libraries in Upper Hudson Library System is $62.45 per capita. So we're asking for about half of that from you. If we were asking for the average, we'd be asking for $128,000. For the smaller libraries, there's 14 that are considered more small libraries where the population is under 5,700 that they're supporting. The per capita given in local support is $52.09. So if we ask for the average amount for small libraries, we'd be asking for about $108,000. So we're hoping that you see that we're asking for a very reasonable amount of money in comparison. Down below that, I've got a couple of examples of just how valuable the library is to this community. Out of the 14 small libraries that we have there, 6 have a lower population that they're serving than Grafton. Those libraries average 287 adults participating in their library programs. The next 7 higher population libraries than the Grafton Library average about 364 adults participating in their library programs. Grafton Community Library has 439 adults participating in their library programs last year, and that is thanks in part to Leanna and the rest of the staff there really promoting things, asking folks, what are you interested in doing, and providing a lot of exceptional programming for the adults in this town, as well as children, but this is just one example of what the adult programming is. The next point is about the towns with the 14 small libraries. 39.3% of the population are borrowing materials from those libraries, and Grafton has 49.3% of the population borrowing materials. So for such a tiny library, and we are the smallest actual facility in all of the Upper Hudson libraries, we have a huge number of people who are actually participating in borrowing materials from the library. So I feel like we're serving the community and just need a little bit more support, especially because we're very interested in giving as much to the staff members as we can. Have to give them minimum wage. We'd love to be able to give them even more than minimum wage, and to be able to do the other things that we need to do in terms of keeping the lights on and all that kind of thing. I would like to point out that you are not the only people we're asking for more support. Dr. Leanna Sweet has applied for many, many grants, which we can't use for salaries and general operating funds, but we have used for many things like putting up the pavilion this year and fixing the entire septic system this year, addressing some water issues in the basement, all kinds of things. So we've gotten a lot of state support also. And the McCarthy grant that just came in to get a generator was $12,000. So we're trying to look at all kinds of sources of funding. So
Yes.
trying to do the best we can to get money anywhere we can for all the good things going on in the library.
One of our staff members is taking a training class at Hudson Valley for grant writing too. So we do try to keep our people trained. And you don't have any, the Upper Hudson Library System is always doing updated programming. And you have to send staff. I mean, if you don't, you're
Falling behind.
right.
Right. Doesn't take much.
Especially if they have to drive to Albany. A lot of them are coming through Zoom, but two meetings a month are in Albany.
And we have longevity too, with our employees and all.
Pretty much Amy.
We've been there a long time.
It speaks to us that we've lost staff to other libraries.
libraries.
And our Sarah, who's still gonna work at our library Monday nights and teen night, she just got a director position in Manans. So she's no library experience before she came to Grafton. 2 years with Grafton, and now she's a director at Manans.
I remember you saying something at a meeting about that.
Yep. But she still loves Grafton. She still lives in Grafton. Her husband came and picked up books yesterday. So, but it just, you can't do anything about it. You know, we've tried every which way. And, you know, other than, I don't know what, tying them to the desk, I guess, we wouldn't be able to. You can't keep them, the young people.
Right.
You want to see them grow too.
You do, absolutely. It's a wonderful opportunity for her.
And you do a great job explaining everything and breaking it down, and you really do. Makes it easy to understand. Thank you for your time.
Okay, any comments or questions for the library? Okay. All right, now to the historian, we're still at $500 for her services. Celebrations, this is the rec committee. And, excuse me, they requested 4,000. Excuse me, wow, I am definitely getting sick, I hope this is not going around.
That's the same, isn't it?
No, 30, why do we have that at 4,000? She requested, no, requesting 4,000, there it is, yes. Okay. Last year was, let's see. So the rec committee, they're the ones that put on the seasonal parties and the town picnic. This contractual expense covers things like entertainment, supplies they need to put events on. So, yeah, it's a 0% change from last year.
Right.
Excuse me. So that has remained the same. Okay. Planning, that's the same. 1,500 for the chairperson, and then 1,000 a year for the clerk. And the planning board, $3,125 amongst the 3 gentlemen. 4. What do we have? 4? 5 on the planning board.
Right.
Do we have a vacancy on the planning board now?
No.
No, everybody's there. Okay. So that is, contractual expense didn't change either, so there's 0% changes in that. Refuse and garbage. I bumped this up based on our conversations about increasing hours at the recycling center. I think we should get back our Friday hours is that was what I was thinking. So that's an increase from 8 to 12,000.
So how many total hours did you figure more a week?
I figured,
Did you do it that way?
yeah, noon to 4 Wednesdays, and then noon to 4 Fridays, or noon to 6 Fridays, and then Saturdays opening early.
8 to 2 for Saturday. So my thing was the noon to 4 from people, residents, they're not home from work. So I was thinking maybe even 2 to 6. Same amount of hours, but maybe change the time, just
We're
to
still
see.
paying them, I mean, you're supposed to be getting 4, we're still 75, but
But we're gonna be open, if he's getting paid them hours, we're gonna be open those hours.
He's not been open.
I know, I understand that. That's, again, we have to
Yeah, that was a.
have a
Also,
discussion with
you
him
can't
again,
take the whole summer off.
and nothing for nothing, you know, so many warnings, and I don't know, you know, I tried.
Right, but the concern is that the attendant is paid for an extra hour per shift
Day,
that we're
yeah.
open, to open and close. And if we're going to pay that money for the person to be there, it should be open. If someone comes to the gate should be open while they're there. So that would be extra hours or extra time for people to be able to utilize the station. I'm just trying to find my calculator. I think we've got, enough people have said to me, I wish it was open more, more frequently, especially Saturday mornings
It's a
at
service to
8
the
o'clock.
town, it's not a money-making,
Right.
you know, I'm all for it.
Okay.
I mean, we're not,
God's sake.
it's not costing us money, we're not, you know. All right, but I just,
Okay, and then divided by.
hours would
Okay.
be 6, so does that be like, make it like 15 hours a week, or?
Let me just see, so if we did 8 to 2, there's 6. And then 2 to 6, Wednesday and Friday?
I was just, maybe at least one of them days, just
Right.
to see for now.
Yep, that'd be 14
I just
hours.
hear about people saying they can't make it here on Wednesday because they don't get home from work at the 4, and they're not gonna drive their work garbage to work.
Right,
You know what I mean?
yes, yep, I have, and I've
And I
heard
know
that,
he
that
does
they,
make good money on Wednesday as
That's what I
well,
was gonna
so.
say, I've noticed too, people go to the recycle, come to the library. We're
Okay.
open, we're open 10 to 1 on Saturday.
Yes.
I mean, both Saturday and Wednesday, Wednesday and Saturday.
Mhm.
And people go to recycle, come to the library.
Yeah.
Go to recycle, come to the library.
Right.
So the Saturday and Wednesday hours are good.
right,
Yeah, but Saturday needs to be at 8.
At 8.
Oh,
instead of
yeah.
because what we've heard is people like to
Absolutely.
get their recycling out of the car and then go
You
to
come
Troy or
in,
Bennington and do their
Chores,
shopping.
Yeah,
But at 10 o'clock
right.
defeats the purpose.
You come into work at 10 up, there's already 5 cars
I
waiting
know.
for it to be opened, you know? and A lot of people wanna go down the mountain early and
Yeah.
don't have to worry about rushing. And
Yeah.
I mean, if it doesn't work, we can always, you know,
Mhm.
play with it again, but,
Okay, this is something we feel is important, so.
and it is a service to the town.
It is.
Mhm.
We're signed up for the tires next Saturday,
All right.
Right.
Friday.
Just because I'm thinking of it, you said you have a paper shredder now?
Yep.
Is it big? Like a big one, or is it like our little one up here? Just an office
Yeah,
size
an
one?
office one.
Okay,
Yeah.
so it's not. Yeah, I think paper shredding would be a great
We have,
service
like,
out
we
there.
have- Oh.
Out at recycling.
Oh, at
Do you know what I mean? I know, a big, like a commercial
Oh,
one,
I
even if
see.
Or
we.
have a
Those
once
three
a
of
month type
them.
of company come in, or,
Huh.
for 3 months.
Yeah, that's pretty costly. I think you've brought
Oh, do you know
papers
anybody?
before to have them shredded, but I think we looked into it and it's.
Well, remember, yeah.
You could have, it's costly, like if you had them come and do a monthly service, it may not be where
Break even.
the recycling, I don't know, they do the bins.
Right.
And they come and pick the bin up and then they take it and
Yeah,
shred
we
it.
had throw it right in our stuff for recycling.
Or, like you said, set up a different thing, but do you know of any other town that does that? That
The
they
county
could
does
call?
it, some
Who would I
other
call?
towns do it like once or
Oh,
twice a
cool.
year.
Yeah.
They have an annual or biannual shredding.
I
You
wonder
can
if
bring
that,
everything,
no, they
no
don't
charge.
know.
You think
I
North
looked into
Conway?
it to see about where you could have recycle, the shredder day, where they come and you bring your
Right.
stuff and they shred it, like you bring, like Seth
Well,
Q
Vicky
does
did
it
that.
and some of those places. It was pricey.
Yeah,
It was
it
really
is.
pricey.
Yep.
For them to
Did
come
Vicky
and
do
do it.
something like that?
But shred
Vicky-
it, where they come and just pick up your bin might be a lot less expensive.
Right.
Vicki and I took the stuff there because for them to come and pick it up, it was $150
Okay, gotcha.
for a one-time pickup this far away from the facility.
I wonder if I could call
And
that
we-
girlie or something.
we
to tell
loaded-
me.
Our vehicles full of stuff.
Right.
It was like 1,400 pounds of paper.
If the board would like, Columbia County has a shredding program they call KISS.
What's it
And
called?
KISS. And it doesn't stand for keep it simple, stupid. It has another acronym. But they provide this service at least twice a year to every town in Columbia County. The towns have to pick up the cost, but I believe it's quite reasonable. If the board would like, I will find out how they do that and what their costs are.
Yeah, or
Because
a number or
they,
something like
the
that.
county organizes it, but it's a private firm that does it. And find out how to contact them and what the cost would be, if you wish.
I would.
Yeah, I'd
I
like some
would, even if
information
you
on
wanna
that.
get me the number or however. if you
I
want.
can,
Okay.
I have the contacts in Columbia County,
Oh, okay.
so I will find out what the cost is and the frequency,
Mhm.
and just give you guys the information, and you can do what you wish with
And
it.
then I got another guy on the phone to see what he has to say.
I will
Get
probably
some
have that within a
prices or
week.
something.
Nice, okay,
Perfect,
thank you,
thank
Doug.
you.
Yeah, I just think it would be a handy service to offer.
Yeah,
Okay,
and it might save a lot on our bin too, you know?
yeah,
As often as that has to get dumped or
Right,
something, I don't know.
yeah. Okay, all right, thank you for all of that. We're in employee benefits, excuse me, this was a 9.6% increase. Excuse me, these are figures that are provided to the supervisor and then Wendy builds them in to the budget, so these are consistent increases that we're gonna see next year. We do have, the board has, this information from the Rice Group about a different way to handle our health insurance. And we definitely, this cover letter explains, it would result in a big savings to the town. Basically what it is we would manage, the town would be, let me just read this. Okay. I've proposed moving your enrollment to MVP Bronze 6, which will lower your fixed premium costs by almost 50%. And the town can cover the deductible through a health reimbursement arrangement, an HRA, which MVP will administer for us. Under this strategy, instead of giving all your money to MVP in the form of fixed premiums, whether they pay claims or not, you keep the premium savings and fund the deductible when and if claims are submitted. The town keeps the funding as an asset, and any excess amount not paid in claims remains in the town's bank account. For every single person enrolled, you'd save approximately $407.67 in premiums per month, and the family plans would save $1,161.87 per month. The town would keep those funds and use them to pay claims as they come in to pay a portion of the $7,100 or $14,200 deductible, which you can then split 90-10 with your employees for each claim submitted. So after the deductible is met, everything is covered at 100%. Preventative care is covered in full and not applied to the deductible. So there's a spreadsheet attached with this. It's just something to think about, a different way to manage, a different way to maybe save some money.
How do
and-
you feel about that?
I think it's, everything
Numbers
about
sound
it's,
amazing.
yeah, MVP, the fact that MVP would administer it, so they would be
Right.
handling the claims and then billing the town
Right.
directly for the deductibles. I think it's an opportunity to save quite a bit of money. Yeah, we only offer benefits to
Full-time.
full-time employees. Excuse me, although the handbook says that part-time employees can partake, but at a prorated basis,
Right.
that's just what our handbook says.
Right.
So I'd like to, visit with Pierce and maybe if you folks want to call Chad Granger from the group and
No,
see.
this sounds
So that's an opportunity to maybe save a bunch of money.
positive,
And it
anyway.
rolls right back into the general fund
Mhm.
every year when we don't expend
Use it,
what
right.
we would expend. So that's something I looked into that we can
And
Good,
that's pretty
thank
much
you.
the highway.
Right, full-time employee.
just the
right.
highway, yeah.
So the highway
But still-
guys would save money on their,
They'd save money too. Yeah, it would trickle
on their
down
pay,
too.
right.
Yeah, their
Bring them
monthly
along.
deductions wouldn't be as high because we're not paying as much in premiums.
Right.
the co-pays comparable. And
The,
deductibles.
yeah, good question. I think they're right on with what they would be normally. It's just a funding difference, how we fund the plan.
It's a different way to do it, because they put it in like a pot, and then you draw down on that pot.
Right.
What do they call it, HR?
Almost
HRA.
self-insured.
HRA. A lot of them are going to that.
HRA, yeah.
The big companies are going to that,
Health
making their
reimbursement
employees.
arrangement.
Yeah, it's tiny. Maybe I can blow this up to get it bigger.
It's
but
real
yeah,
tiny.
I know, yeah.
better
Yeah.
glasses and a magnifying.
They do, to answer
I mean,
Becky's
it's
question,
bad.
they appear to be exactly spot on. You know, the same as they were, or consistent with whatever MVP would charge normally.
Yeah, that's a good thing.
So, possibility, excuse me.
Who do we have
Like-
now?
Say that again?
Do we have MVP now?
We do, yeah, we do have that. Yeah, yeah, and they've been happy with the coverage. One thing that they've asked for is, we do have dental with CDPHP dental. It's kind of a, no outfit has a great dental plan, I mean, unless it's, you know.
We don't have one anymore.
Right,
Delta or something?
yeah, this is Delta's the one we use, CDPHP Delta. Vision, they've asked for vision. So perhaps if we achieve this savings with the regular health insurance, we could offer a vision plan
Mhm.
as well.
Yeah, it's Davis usually.
Right, right, yeah, through the county, whoever's with the county, right? Yeah, not to,
No, but
no, but yeah, right, it's Davis is with
it's
it.
not bad, and
Right.
it does take care of.
Yeah, you get
basics,
glasses and
yeah.
contacts or whatever, eye exams. So that's something we can, you know, seriously consider
Yeah.
moving numbers around on that. Excuse me. Okay, the interfund transfers, excuse me. The 25,000, I just left that consistent with what we had had last year, and I think that's what we're putting away. Excuse me, for buildings, for just putting money aside to make improvements as needed. Where else?
What do we have in that fund now?
You know what, good question. I will find that out. Fund balance.
Maybe we could, to do the carpeting,
Oh,
you could take it out of the capital projects,
right, okay.
depending on what we have in there, I have no idea. Because we haven't done a capital project on buildings in,
I believe we can also put that ARPA money
I-
into the capital project, and then it's.
I was just gonna say that, Tom.
It's in there, and we can use it as we need. Talk to Phil about that, I believe he said that that's, we can do that.
We gotta do it before, well, right,
Right.
as long as we
Has
know
to
we're
be
gonna
done
spend
by
it,
time.
right.
Yeah.
I
And
think-
you don't have to spend it before the first.
You
No,
just
you
have
just have to have
to
it
You
commit
have
it.
to have it committed.
Right.
So that takes pressure off of that, and then we can sit down and get some of the buildings straightened out when we need it.
Right. What Tom's referring to is we have approximately 43,000 in American Recovery Plan Act funds that we're mandated to either spend or have committed to spend by the end of this year. That's the federal requirement for it, so that's a good thought. That's a good thought.
You don't
Yeah,
wanna
40.
give anything back.
What's that?
You don't wanna give anything
No,
back?
don't
No,
give
no,
me
I don't wanna lose it, great.
Okay, under other taxes for revenues, our pilots have been running consistently at about 700 a year, but I do believe, was it 800 for Friends of Bacon Pond this year, Chris?
Oh, did it go up?
I think it did. I think it did go up a little bit. I left it the same until we, who was it that just had questions about pilots?
Well, Bobby's, when we were interviewing her and stuff, we
Yeah,
were
we're
brought
not
that
gonna
up.
go over all these
Yeah.
nonprofits.
Because they haven't, I believe they haven't paid or
Right.
See
something.
who
They haven't
who
been
pays, who
billed or
doesn't.
something.
Okay. Okay, so that'll be another,
Do you know anything about that, Chris?
What's
With
that?
the Friends of Dyken Pond?
the
Did that
pilot
go up?
program.
I think Nick was, the current president, it was in touch with Craig before he passed, and I can check with the board, see where that
Okay.
is.
Do we have a copy of the pilot agreement with them?
I don't have one. I don't, and it's been in place forever.
I think he sent a letter in asking whether the money that the Friends submitted as a pilot could somehow be prorated out for roads, fire coverage, and
Ambulance.
general fund or
Right,
whatever.
Right, yeah, he did
Instead of-
request if we break it that way. Okay.
So,
I know there was other tax lines on the property tax bills, and we usually, from the Friends, we usually just submitted one check, and I think it was just dumped into your general fund, but
right.
we were thinking, you know, some of that money, because Jared does such a good job on the road going into the center, some of it for that pilot should go to the town, some should go to fire district and ambulance service.
Mm.
But that's up to the board how you split it out, I
Right.
guess.
Right.
Negligible.
Right, once you split it all up, yeah. But Bobby's gonna get information on that? Is that?
I think that's what.
Yeah, we were
she said.
talking about a lot of the nonprofit places.
because that could change.
Yep.
Is that with her?
Right. Okay, so that we might be seeing an increase with that. Oh, no, no more after you and Bobby review what we've got out there for not-for-profits, okay. The interest and penalty on real property taxes, I think, if I'm not mistaken, Allison, the check she gave me was about $3,600 this year. So it's a little bit more, but we budgeted at $3,000. So we could have a little wiggle room with that based on what we've taken in. We could increase that revenue line item. For the county sales tax, that's remained robust. We budgeted, what, I kept it the same, $315. Wow, excuse me. I kept it the same, but we can look at what we've taken in thus far and see if we want to make any changes to that.
I get the state comptroller's monthly report on sales tax,
Yep.
and it is still up over previous last year, but on average only about 2 to 3% the last 6 months,
Mm-hmm.
including in July when there was actually a decrease. So just for your own edification, those 20 and 30% increases that we're seeing the last couple of years are not there now. Just take it for whatever.
Big, yeah, we're probably
However,
consistent staying with
the same, keeping it the same.
right?
Check with the county.
Okay.
Each county's levels are different too. That's a statewide level.
Sure.
Right,
Rensselaer County may be higher or lower than that.
Rensselaer County's about.
yeah. Okay. So for now, for not today's purposes, we'll leave it at that. Franchise fees, this is what we get predominantly from Spectrum, Time Warner Cable. It's approximately $6,500 a quarter, but I didn't change that. Keeping it at, excuse me, $27,000.
Do they give us a percentage every year and for raise or?
No, I don't believe it increases. I don't believe it increases. They do send a breakdown when they send the check every month, which actually for, just make a note of that. I'll bring those to the next meeting. Okay. Town clerk fees, $1,800. There was no change from last year? Okay. Planning board fees, $1,600. And garbage removal and refuse charges. I just left that the same, but if we open more, we may
Have to change that.
make more.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so depending on hours. Wow. Use of money and property, interest and earnings and rental property. The rental is for the library and the senior center. Post office, I'm sorry, yeah. I was visioning post office, but yeah, okay. The
Charging a rent.
Yeah. There you go, yeah. Sorry about that, yeah, the post office and the senior center. So that's built on actual figures. We get $850 a month from the post office. And, yeah, just a little over, it's about $27,000 a year for the senior center. From the library, and we're, or for the, jeez, you're killing me. For the senior center.
Post
Yeah.
office.
For the, yeah. Wow, okay. All right, dog licenses and permits, Vicky left that consistent at 700, or no, not Vicky, Becky, sorry. And then marriage licenses, 110, and building and alteration permits, 10,000. I think 10,000, yeah?
We're at 97
We're 97.
97 now.
Okay.
for, well, 23 actually, or 74 now. July.
Right, okay. That'll be for next year?
Yeah.
Ish,
Probably.
probably. Okay, fines and forfeited bail, I left that at 6,000.
What did we pressure wash him now? Jimmy is. He did the firehouse, now he's over here.
Okay. Yeah, we left unclassified revenues at just 1,000 nominal figure, just for things that might come in. What else? The aid revenue, the per capita is our aid payments. AIDS. You guys, I'm very sick. Wow. excuse me, I didn't make changes in any of these items for the revenue coming in mortgage tax or the youth program. I don't know why I don't have a figure there. That's Pierce, the county youth department contributes about $2,500 a year for the programs that the town program participates in with the county. What else? No change in the total estimated revenue. So we're possibly going to make changes with that based on the pilots and the other things that we discussed. Okay, under highway, these, I left the figures consistent with last year, but Jared has mentioned the increases that come up. He didn't submit anything to this point, but yeah, he will have to. So everything stayed consistent with highway from last year. State retirement, there was an increase that Wendy was notified, so it's a 15.9% increase. And then hospital and medical insurance, as we talked before, that's 39.5%, but if we can save money on
There's
that
some
land.
mandates coming up by the state and stuff for disability, I think, and workers' comp, that we're gonna be a whole lot more than, usually split between the employee and stuff, so just
Right.
keep an eye on that. We'll keep aware of that stuff.
Right? It's New York State is mandating?
It's in New York State.
Okay. Okay, again, with highway and machinery reserve, we kept that at 25,000. Okay, and then everything else with highway, there were no changes, just based on conversation with Jared. We didn't get actual forms. Oh, my goodness. So, just salaries.
That's
was the
what he
only
told
thing.
me.
Yeah, right,
Right.
yeah, he's not gonna, there's no
Right.
equipment or
That's what he had said to me.
right? So
That was a
no,
while ago.
yeah, no, I think he's
Right.
there with that. So, based on all of that, this needs some tweaking before it becomes the preliminary. Do we wanna go ahead and schedule the next go around?
Do you want to try a mint?
Oh, thank you, thanks, possibly, that's
I
not a
don't have
funky
any
one,
holes
is it?
with- I don't have any holes with me.
Thank you.
For a while, I was carrying them.
I don't wanna. You go down. I just don't wanna touch your mitts.
I'm like,
I know,
I already feel like I'm getting something too.
Right.
At night, it always is
Right,
worse.
thank you very much. Okay. All right, our next town board meeting, the regular town board meeting is actually Wednesday, October 16th. Do we wanna do something that week? You know,
Want to do it before the morning meeting?
if we could, I think we should.
I would like to, because I leave the 22nd for a week. So I would like to definitely get in before the meeting.
Okay. Okay.
This took us approximately an hour just to breeze through.
Right.
Right.
So you're looking at an
Mm-hmm.
hour and a half
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
or better,
Okay, how about,
We did 5 o'clock.
5 o'clock.
oh, you
you're
mean right
meeting
before the
before
board
the
meeting?
meeting?
Right
That's
before.
what, that's what he's saying.
Yeah, okay.
So you want to come another day? Doesn't
Yeah,
matter.
I mean,
Or we can just do the board meeting and do this in a separate meeting, workshop.
is that good with you, Ingrid, to do it before the meeting?
It's going to be a long meeting.
I know.
be a long.
That's-
Hmm.
Let's just concentrate on meeting.
I would try to do it any evening or,
Yeah.
How about, do you wanna do Tuesday the 15th?
before the meeting. We have court here.
We have court here, okay. Monday the 14th is a holiday. And I'm not available next week, I'm out of town for the week. So we're looking at the week of the 14th, if we wanna do it.
Monday, the holiday don't bother me at all. I mean,
Oh, no,
I'll be what?
People will gripe.
Oh, they'll get, oh, I see. Right, we can't just do that for us.
Well,
What about, and you're going all this coming up weekend, Ingrid?
Monday through Friday.
Around here.
It's set.
Right. So,
I got classes 3 days.
What about Thursday the 10th or something? Would that be too soon?
I won't be here.
Oh, you're not here. Yeah, then we're gonna have to do it after the meeting.
Do the 21st, or is that too late?
I didn't,
What is the budget schedule? What is it?
We have to have,
November,
I don't think the we have to have a hearing on the preliminary budget by the Thursday after Election Day. That's our only mandate to, so that would be November 7th. We've got to have the public hearing on the preliminary budget by the 7th. But then after that, we have time until December to actually pass the budget.
You do it the week of the 21st.
Yeah, I could do Monday, the 21st. Jody's gone the 22nd, moving forward, right?
yes,
Yep, and I'm actually
4
not
o'clock in the
available.
morning.
What about, well, what if we did do Saturday the 19th? You know what I mean? Even though it's after the regular town board meeting, there's no, you know, could you do it?
When's that, Saturday the 19th? What time are you thinking? I have to bring my granddaughter to get her haircut.
At
The
9?
wine and cheese is that night, but that's not until the 19th.
What about the 17th?
That's what I was thinking, that Thursday, is that the Thursday?
Yes.
Thursday or Friday usually. No,
Thursday.
not good for you?
17th isn't.
It's not good for you, Becky?
Not good.
I already have plans, but
Huh?
I have plans, I
Okay,
have something
yeah,
on
no.
plan, but I can
That's-
cancel.
This is the hard part.
23rd.
What was wrong with the 21st?
Yeah, what was wrong with the 21st?
Nothing that I know
We have, who meets on the 3rd? The planning board, 3rd Monday.
of. 4 to 6.
And they meet at what time?
7.
7 o'clock, so,
They have a public hearing. I don't know.
I want to go to that, actually. What needs to be addressed? Oh, I know that. That's why I want to go.
what about 5 o'clock on,
Myself.
could we do 5 o'clock on Monday the 21st? Yeah? Good for you, Joe?
I'm
It's the
gonna,
night before
because
you
I want to
go.
be here at least one before I go.
Right.
Yes. So that's gonna be when, sorry? The
Monday
21st?
the 21st.
At 5?
5 o'clock?
Yeah. So, I'll try to be packed by then.
Oh, I hear you. I'm not packed yet for Monday.
Where you go?
What's going on with Davis going on?
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
Well, I hope the weather's safe, because
No, there's a hurricane right out there.
I know.
I promise you there
and
is.
I never
Yeah.
go in October, but it's way cheaper than November this
So,
year.
okay, it looks like the next time we'll gather to go over the budget will be 10/21, Monday, October 21st at 5 PM here.
You want to schedule another one? Or do you think just one's going to be enough? Or,
Oh, no, there's probably gonna be another one.
you know?
Let's do that. That's a good idea, Becky.
Because then I can post one legal ad for, and then if we don't have to have it, then
I like it. Okay,
Yeah.
good deal. So what looks good? When are you back, Joe?
I come back the 30th, 29th, but midnight, so I got the 30th off, so I'm home after the 30th.
31st is Halloween.
31st is Halloween, yeah. But,
Want to do that Saturday? Or that Friday?
yeah, we've
Any
got,
of that's fine with me.
1st, November 1st.
I don't have nothing planned for any of them.
yeah, let's do Friday, November 1st. Okay?
At what time?
5 o'clock? Does that work? 5:30?
11, 1, sounds so. What time, 5?
5 o'clock? So we're doing 10/21 at 5 o'clock and the Friday, November 1st at 5 o'clock. Monday, 10/21, Friday, 11/1. Okay. All right, good deal. And then we have to have the public hearing. Would you publish that with, do we want to go ahead and do the public hearing? We have to have it by the Thursday after
Election.
Election Day, yeah. So do we want to do it on that
Which is
actual
what
Thursday?
day?
That would be the 7th. Let's hold on advertising that with it, but let's plan on,
Oh, because we'll have time for the next one
yeah.
to decide, right? That would, that's.
what is the tentative date for them?
It would have to be, it'd have to be done on November 7th at the latest.
By then, yeah.
Can you have it right on election day? Oh, no, you can't, because you're here.
We're here, yeah, yeah.
Okay. Sorry about that.
Yeah.
It's fine.
Okay, all right, if there's nothing else?
So their budget workshops, August 21st and November 1st, right?
October.
Yes.
Or October,
Yeah.
but their budget workshop.
Yes, yep. Anything else before? I'd like to make a motion to adjourn the meeting. May I have a second?
I'll second.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye. Thank you for all your time with this too, and everybody's time.
Thank you for the opportunity to advocate for the library.
Yes,
Well done.
thank you,
Yeah,
definitely.
Very well done.
Thanks.
Great. Oh. And please take a look at that health insurance.
Yes,
I mean,
definitely, I like that
that'd be
a
huge.
lot. I'm already in without talking to reading it.
Yeah.
But, no,
Right.
yeah, no, I go, I just even